You should be fair to regardless of national origin, gender, or creed. He leaned against a pillar and gazed at the Statue of Liberty. A woman passed by me, giving off a subtle scent of perfume. It reminded me of my ex-girlfriend. An up-to-date edition of the encyclopedia will come up next month. Don't be shy. Your pronunciation is more or less correct. This article contains tips for those who are eager to increase their vocabulary. His latest works are on display at the City Hall. They are fabulous beyond description. As it is, ordinary people cannot afford to purchase such luxuries. The President announced a concrete plan to carry out welfare reform. His policy will no doubt lead to dismal consequences. It needs a thorough review. Please take a look at this chart. It indicates that juvenile delinquencies only increase at an alarming rate. One cannot emphasize too much the potential danger of nuclear energy. For years, the press overlooked the problem, but now, if anything, they are making too much of it. I'd write it down just in case, because I have a bad memory. They are entitled to be compensated for the injuries. So far, no less than 200 people died of the flu epidemic. The effect of those pills but brief. He has a habit of biting his nails. It's absolutely disgusting. Medical breakthroughs have brought about great benefits for humanity as a whole. We can't apply cloning techniques to cattle, let alone human beings. It's forbidden. The theory of evolution is beyond the reach of my imagination. He got the cab in haste, saying, "Keep the change." Delivery services available to customers for slight extra charge. It's on me. No, you treat me every time we eat out. Well, okay. Let's split the check then. That's odd. Tell me how it happened. I'll explain to you later. Now that I've found that there is no one to turn to, I'll have to stand on my own 2 feet. We exchanged frank opinions in the meeting, but consensus is yet to be reached regarding this matter. Do you agree or disagree with him? I'm on his side. Strictly speaking, his view differs somewhat from mine. Could you go over it again? I couldn't make out what you were getting at. No one backed me at first, but eventually I talked everyone into going along with my plan. He came up with a genius, sensible solution and immediately put it into practice. From an objective viewpoint, the former is inferior to the latter. Your idea sounds marvelous in theory, yet I don't think it will work in practice. We expected him to defeat his opponent, but he failed to live up to our expectations. Ironically, despite their best endeavors, their missions resulted in complete failure. Her genius makes up for a lack of first-hand experience. Without the solid support, the deal would have fallen through. I'm grateful to you. The plane blew up and plunged in the ocean, killing all the people on board. On behalf of the staff, I'd like to express my sympathy for the victims. In a sense, he is to blame for the disaster. The vehicles are inspected with defect every 3 months. You can substitute some transparent for a needle and thread. What should you do with the leftovers? Keep them in the fridge for now. I'll heat them in the microwave later. I could have laid out all the money on a PC, but on second thought I decided to put some aside for a rainy day. She laid the baby down and lay down beside him. Our neighbor told us to make a mess in his yard. As a rule, twins have a lot in common. Any apartment will do as long as the rent is low. I'm not particular about it. Lucy resented his aggressiveness and tried to make her sign contact. There are a number of factors discouraging us from investing in stocks. In order to keep up with its competitiveness in the world, Japan must undertake sweeping deregulation in earnest. There is little prospect that to contribute significant progress in disarmament. The negotiations are on their way. Before long, they will enter a crucial phase. The aristocrats abuse their privilege to their heart's content. Bob cut in on a conversation, saying, "I'm against it," but everybody ignored him. He saw someone being bewildered, but he turned a blind eye. When Nick and I checked on an exam, I was suspended from school. As for Nick, he got away with it. They are hostile to Richard because they are jealous in wealth and status. I hate him because he behaves as if you're somebody. Please hand in an assignment by email no later than 5 p.m. on June 10th. Joe is anything but diligent. That's why he flagged back again. "Nick, I want you to look this over before turning in. Sorry, but I have my hands full right now. You should